Hello, welcome to the Tuesday Chew. Today we are talking about...
the cost of a bad hire.
Absolutely, and it's not a small cost either.
Gosh, no.
I mean, look, I know I've got about 1 million tales I could tell on this one. What about you? Have you got any examples?
Man, yeah. I mean, the thing about a bad hire is that sometimes we can hire in haste and regret at leisure. And I know we've talked about it a lot when you typically, you end up having to look for someone because something's happened. Either someone has left, or you've got an expansion or a new product line, and you need to hire somebody, which puts you in a bit of a desperate position. You get desperate, and then you sit in front of some people.
Yeah, you need a bum on the seat, and so guess what? You fill that position, and you just take the person who's least bad rather than the person who's actually right. And unfortunately, that tends to have some nasty consequences. I think a wise man once said to us, better to have no breath than to have bad breath in your business.
Yes. And I think one of the things is that when you get someone who's desperate to hire a person and a person who's desperate to be hired, the results you typically get are
desperate, unfortunately. Funnily enough, you recruit in panic. Unfortunately, you get panicked results, which is not ideal.
So it's interesting. When you think about what this could cost an organisation, what are some of the things that could happen?
I mean, look, you can take the surface things. So you can take the salary, and then you can take any bonus. The cost of hiring them, of course, because you've got the management time, you've got any recruitment costs and marketing costs. Then you start sort of stacking in any sort of loss of productivity, the shortfall, whilst you sort of make up your mind that maybe they weren't as good a hire as you thought they were going to be. And typically, maybe not with you, but we do see it often, where people, they stick with a bad decision longer than they should do because it took them a lot of time and effort and money to make that bad decision. So they kind of want to ride it out and hope that it suddenly becomes a good decision. It usually doesn't. Unfortunately. And then you've got all the softer things, the things that are harder to measure, like the impact on customer loyalty, the impact on brand, all of those things. And unfortunately, by the time you start stacking all of that up, it can become a very, very, very expensive proposition.
I think once you allow somebody that is not performing in your business, the good staff can look around and say, I only have to be as good as them to retain my job.
Absolutely.
And I mean, what can the impact on performance be then?
Well, twofold. I mean, firstly, anybody who was somebody who is an at-leaster, somebody who's like, well, I've done as much as I need to do. When they start seeing the lowest common denominator is significantly lower than they are, well, they might well just sink to their lower level. And as for the people who are real winners, the best people in your organisation, the people who are particularly, contributing and are the most productive and probably the most profitable people in your organisation, typically they see that you're tolerating people who are suboptimal. Well, they start looking for new jobs, and that's the quickest way to lose an A player: tolerate a C player.
Absolutely, and it can be a terrible thing, and it doesn't mean these people are bad people.
No.
It just means that they could be great people, but in the wrong job. I've been guilty. I've hired some lovely people, but ultimately they weren't very good, or they weren't the right person for that job, and that's my fault as a manager.
Well, look, I mean, I know nothing about football, but I guess neither do you because you follow Stoke. But,
indeed. But thank you for reminding me of that. It was a good doubt to them.
Oh, well, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. I apologise. But, name a good striker.
For Stoke?
No, for the world. In the world. Best Stoke.
Messi.
Okay, Messi's the best striker in the world.
He's a good lad.
Put him in goal. Any good as a football player?
Too short.
Okay, there you go.
I know how that feels.
So there you go. So you put the right person in the wrong position, and they're not necessarily a good hire, then, are they?
That's a great point. That's a very good point, actually. I see what you did there. So if you want to know a little bit more about hiring challenges and how to overcome them, we can invite you to one of our Leadership for Organisational Excellence masterclasses. We hold them regularly. We put a link down below. Pick a date that suits you. Come along. We'd love to see you there.
Absolutely.
So that's it for today's Tuesday Tube, bringing you weekly hints and tips from Sandler Sales Mastery, Management Solutions, and Leadership for Organisational Excellence.
And if any of the things that we've been talking about look, sound or feel familiar in your world, then you can contact us. Simply comment down below, or you can DM us.
Or go to our website, www.m6.sandler.com.
Or you can access our e-learning library at www.m6.sandler.com/sell. Or you can email us.
Roy.Johnson@sandler.com.
Or mdh@sandler.com. See you next time.